So how many games did you have to win to get to pink? Isn't pink the highest?
Yeah, you have to have a positive 10-to-1 ratio in matches won from people with the same threat level. So I had to have a positive ratio against other orange threat levels.
Gotcha. What pitfalls have y'all endured as a streamer? I mean, most of it's just getting the viewers. You know, it's really hard to stand out, especially if you're playing games. You know, when you have some mainstream streamer taking up 90% of the viewers, and most people don't scroll down past anybody who's got less than a certain number of viewers. And if the game has 400,000 people that are streaming it, it's really difficult to stand out. But the podcast definitely helps. I really like this because there seem to be a lot of people that come by just for like the talk shows and things like that. And then I've also been streaming a lot more on working on my car, working in the garage, and that helps a lot. I seem to get a lot more viewers than gamers than I do when I'm playing games. What about you, Anthony?
That was Twitch tips by Brian Kelsey here on the ADLR Podcast, episode 26. If you like the show and you want to support it, go to patreon.com/ADLRplays. If you don't and you just want to interact with us live, you go to twitch.tv/ADLR. You want to request a topic so we can talk about it on the podcast live, you go to topics.adlrplays.com. And we might talk about it or completely forget about it until 2 streams later.
Just ruin viewers' hopes and dreams.
That's what we did with what was the name?
Zordon, Zed.
Yeah, we completely I didn't have anything to talk about with gang affiliation because I've never been in a gang, but...
Sure you do. You got a squad down there.
Yeah, we lied.
They're not a gang.
Did you ever say that again?
Oh, shit. Heads up for the week.
The first topic. You got to talk about what pitfalls you've endured as a streamer.
Can you relax? This is housekeeping. Can you just give me a sec, all right?
No.
I am the
you
captain
gotta answer it now.
Right? I'm the captain now. All right?
I'm the captain now.
What the hell am I talking about again? It's already a shit show. Game Awards 2018. We're going to have a live reaction stream Thursday. Starts at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Also, Kind of Funny is having a showcase where they're going to be announcing more games as well on Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Probably going to do a live reaction for that too. That's about it for the housekeeping. So what was the question?
What pitfalls have you endured as a streamer?
Pitfalls. Besides internet stability, Twitch stability, because there's some days where it doesn't want to cooperate. What else? I don't know. It's a bit like pitfalls as in growing the channel. Because I had fun just playing the games and having like 4 people in the chat. Like that. For me, it's quality over quantity. Because I know everybody who's in my chat, so I could interact with them. But when it's a new person, I'm like, oh shit, who is this person? Is it just one of the other people just trolling me? I think I had one of you guys come in with a different account. I think it was David, right? I think it was David. He made a different account and came in trolling me.
Did he really?
I think so.
I thought it was Pants.
And David, about not trying to say the N-word on stream. I've been caught saying it on stream multiple times, so that's definitely a pitfall. You gotta clean up your act when you're on here. Without
the hard R, and make sure you say that out loud.
Yeah, without the hard R, but it's still offensive to people, so...
So, as a streamer, could you put these in order from most important to least important? Viewers, follows, subscriptions, and donations.
Viewers, follows, viewers probably. There's more people watching you. And I don't mean the artificial, like, he's put a view bot on him and you have a higher number. I mean, like, actual people watching. Yeah. Then followers, and then donations.
And then
those were the 3, right? There were subs.
Subscriptions in there. That's pretty much the order I'd go with.
I would go with subs first, because I know Twitch has a shitload of money behind them with Amazon, but if you sub, you're supporting me and Twitch. But donations is the last one if you just want to say fuck Twitch and just go throw the money at the guy, or the girl. What is
I
up,
mean,
GLC?
viewers are definitely. It's so much fun when you actually have people in your chat talking and supporting you just by talking. Like viewers are so nice when you actually have chatters. It makes the
Some of
stream
them are
so much
nice.
better. Some of them are nice. Not when you get the.
I've had some. Well, I think it was during Forza Horizon 3, and I think during Call of Duty World War II, I had people try to like song request the worst kind of things on YouTube that had, like YouTube videos that are meant to get you banned.
Yeah.
But
And when I was doing a bunch
besides
of
that-
talk shows, just like sitting here chatting, listening to music, and letting people request stuff, Brian had to pre-screen a bunch of the stuff that came through because people would get those videos that started shouting the N-word in the middle of it, and just racial slurs and all sorts of other stuff. But yeah, I definitely have to agree that viewers are number one. Like I said, it's so much fun and so much nicer when you actually have people, in here talking, asking questions, and interacting. I feel like I get to enjoy my stream more, and I hope it, makes it a lot more fun for whoever's watching.
second that. Yeah, I think that's the order. Merciful in the chat says when you said better eat your chicken with all that pillow, end quote. Yeah,
What?
I think I said that. I said that out loud. Quote, better eat your chicken with all that pillow, end quote. That's what happens when you're streaming and the passion comes out. I don't know when I don't remember what the fuck was. Oh, and Javi in the chat says when I try to rocket jump in TF2 with a shotgun. If you guys know what I'm talking about, it's been linked in my chat. I don't know.
So
which
as a
one he linked
streamer,
to it.
what do y'all do to stay progressive and not complacent? Ryan, you want to take this
Progressive
one?
I don't even stream anymore. My stream is progressively down. That's what it is. It's complacent when it comes to auto-hosting Bob Ross's channel.
You just have the host on Bob Ross's channel on like that's it. That's the only auto
On
host.
permanent. That's all he ever
Yeah.
show. That's all it ever shows is him on Bob Ross.
I have people I know that stream. Then I have Bob Ross, then I have Flo, and then everything else is just you guys and the friend that have that plays fighting games professionally. And
Apparently,
that's
we're
it.
not part of the people that he knows. There's people that he
No.
knows, Bob Ross, and then us.
Do I really know you?
No, he doesn't know you as much as he knows Bob Ross.
Yeah.
He put his heart and soul into that show.
Yeah. I mean, I just like to stream things that I enjoy. Like working on the car is a lot of fun because I don't have any idea how to work on cars.
What are you talking about? It runs fine. That car runs fine.
It does run fine while the engine's on an engine stand.
Yeah, you push it, it goes downhill. What was I gonna say? We have
There's
any
no
other,
steering attached. The steering wheel's not even in the car.
When you bump into a wall, it'll ricochet off. Yes, you're steering. You'll be fine. It'll work. I was gonna say, we have any other AMA questions there for who was it that was asking the questions?
Oddcast?
Podcast.
Podcast.
Is it fair to say, as a streamer, it's your job to find a connection to the viewer as opposed to the other way around?
I mean,
As long as you're not changing yourself, I guess sacrificing what you like doing to connect to the viewer. Like, I'd rather just be doing whatever the hell I'm doing, and the viewers like what I'm doing. If they don't
Yeah.
like it, they're free to leave. Like, I'm not gonna purposely try to connect. Like, I'm not trying to have a full conversation while I'm streaming, unless it's like a setting like this where it's a talk show.
oh shit, bye.
Oh, he just
I
bounced.
mean, tolerance is bouncing because of that. No, I mean, like, I think it's more, you're going to find a streamer who's playing a game that you like and you find them entertaining. And then, if they do something that you think is awesome or funny and you let them know that, I mean, I would, like, if I did something, during my stream that somebody thoroughly enjoyed and it's not something I normally do and they told me about it, I would definitely either try and do it more or try and adapt some of that, because it obviously brought in somebody to come and watch. But I'm not gonna like Anthony said, I'm not gonna change who I am or what it is that I do just for the viewer that's wanting to connect with me.
We're having a live AMA here. This is not what I was expecting, but hey, we're rolling with it.
There's really not much in the news, so
yeah, like it really isn't.
Other than like all the shitstorms that's been going on between Bethesda and everything else,
and the heartbreak that Netflix gave us with canceling Daredevil season 4.
If I donated $4, but each time I did, I called you a disgusting name, would you continue to take the money along with the cuss word?
Yeah, without question. I talk to myself way worse than anybody else can talk to me, so that doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah, I mean, it would depend on it depends on how bad you get with it. Like if you're just doing something to be funny, that's fine. But if you start like throwing out racial slurs, or you're throwing out like stuff that you're really trying to like hurt the person or hurt me or put something down or whatever, then no.
Well, you're implying okay. First, let's start with you're implying that I'm going to read everything. I barely read my chat.
He doesn't. We'll be in his chat, and he doesn't read half the shit that we say.
Yeah, so you can continue to donate. I guess it's just if I do get to see what the text that you donated with, I'll try to read it. But if it's something I'm like, oh no, that's offensive, I'm just not going to read it. But if you're implying that every time you donate, I have to read it, then nah. Because that's a gateway to like the worst possible thing that could be clipped.
Yeah. I mean, like, it would really depend on what's being said and how harsh it is. If it's just something to being, funny, it's one thing. But if you're trying to like be actually cruel or whatever, it's another.
I wonder if I can do that and then just type in chat. At this point, your chat is already giving us content here, so I might as well look at your chat.
Oh, you're gonna look at a chat now?
Oh, we're out here, dude. I'm not actually gonna look at it. I'm gonna have it up, and also the chat.
So
when he's streaming, I don't have to stream because I am in charge of his chat. So through Anthony, I'm streaming and interacting with his chat.
You do that with my chat too.
Yeah.
What grade would you give your streams? Just curious.
Me personally,
10 or like a letter grade?
Yeah, like it is. Do both. Both for me is gonna be 1 out of 10, and then an F minus. Like,
nah, man. Kidding me? Stream's a 10. My dick is huge.
Nice. Well, see, mine's really, 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 really small. So
I have to give mine a 0 out of 10 because it's always offline for some reason. I don't understand.
You gotta get back into the streaming, man. We gotta get Kimberly in here streaming too.
This man in our Discord was like, I sent him the reveals for the new characters in Tekken, and he just said some bullshit I didn't care about. But then he ended it with, "Oh, I'm gonna have to play this game seriously again, and I'm gonna have to record some footage this weekend."
Record?
That man ain't gonna record anything this weekend
of him playing Tekken. I don't believe anything he says. If I see a result, I'll believe it.
If I can get this arcade machine done, you can load it up anytime you come over.
No, we can load it up at any point. Anthony has a PS4 there with Dragon Ball. His PS4 has Dragon Ball. He has Tekken. I'm shit talking him in the game that he's better than me at, and he won't play me.
I love Randall. He's so much fun to pick on. Oh, that's hilarious.
Well, grade your streams, you whores.
I did.
We did. Where were you?
Louder.
What do you mean louder?
Where's Miguel's victim at? E-Man's out here firing shots for you, Anthony.
Because E-Man felt Miguel's presence, and he's like, yo, that's too many manos on him, dude.
Who is Miguel?
You don't want to know who Miguel is. And we're not talking about the singer.
Man in Tekken.
In Tekken, I got you. Okay.
The
only
rare
reason
time Randall actually plays somebody, yeah, Anthony was playing him in Tekken. I don't even know why this happened. For like a good hour or two, even though Anthony's losing, he's calling him trash. So Anthony will get like some stuff like, I think out of every 10 rounds, there's one round where he does something impressive and wins, and that just fuels it over and over again. And he's just in there like, whatever.
And I would do the sickest fucking parries, and in that game, when you parry somebody, he just like throws them on the ground. I'm like, just eat gravel, kid. Just great. He doesn't want my hands on him, dude.
Why won't play me in fucking Dragon Ball? Best cooler somebody fought. Those are their quotes, not mine. And we pink.
What is pink, Brian? For the people who have no idea what that is. Excuse me.
The people that need to know, they know.
Oh, that's great.
David
It's all about
knows.
that pink belly, right?
Javi knows. And Johan knows. My viewers.
Gotcha. Okay. So is that what you did this weekend? Just get to pink?
When did I do it?
What is more important, a college degree or good credit?
Good credit.
Credit.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. College
Especially
degrees these days, like it's
in
sad
the
how much the companies rely on people with college degrees, but it's so worthless. It's just a overpriced high school.
I was gonna say, yeah, in 2018, when you can learn to do anything just by going on the internet, I don't see how
Not
that
with
would.
all the places that you can, sign up for and have them, like especially with programming. You could. There are thousands of sites that you can go and learn. They'll teach you step by step on how to program for free. You just get on there and you get to follow along or do some tutorials and you're good.
For the most part, all college and university is expensive networking and playing with expensive tools, and that's basically what college is. If you're willing to drop a bunch of money on just meeting people or just playing with stuff that you'll never be able to afford comfortably, then you go to college.
Like, I mean, I really like the college degree at Full Sail. Met a lot of awesome people, like Bryant.
What the hell?
I mean, technically, through Full Sail, he met me.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, Javi in the chat says he's trying to learn programming, so that's great. Good luck. It's quite the journey. And frustration.
Bryant, what is your opinion of the migrant caravan?
I had to look it up.
Javi, what language you trying to learn?
Arabian.
Alright, peeps, we're gonna have to move this thing along a bit.
We are.
That's too much dead air here waiting for people to chat back. What y'all do this weekend?
I replaced about 80% of the outlets and receptacles in my house.
What did you switch them with?
So they were all that really ugly tan color, and I'm switching them to white. None of the wiring is done properly either. This house is old as dirt. It's like 30 years old, and it's just awful. I zapped myself twice because two of the sockets weren't on the circuit that they were supposed to be on, and so I reached in, thought it was off, grabbed the socket on both sides and pulled it out, and my arm starts twitching really bad because I'm being shocked.
Oh my god.
So I started carrying around a lamp with me, and then and I just left it on, and then I would just plug it into the socket and unplug it every time I was getting ready to work on one, so I didn't have that shit happen anymore.
So the wire, nothing's labeled at the circuit breaker level?
No. So So like you walk into a room and you
Yeah.
look on your walls, you have your light switches and your your outlets, and you think you go to your circuit breaker and you turn off the switch that's generally for that room, like right, like so if you have a switch in your circuit breaker for your office, wherever you are right now, you would think all of them
Cloud9.
would be on that circuit. Well, the light switch that's behind you isn't necessarily on that circuit. It could be on whatever room is next to that room that you're in. And so you turn off
The
you
breaker.
turn off the socket or the circuit breaker for the office and find out that the light switch isn't on the office circuit.
Oh, okay, I see. Gotcha. Brian, what you do besides get pink?
Fucking got the pink.
Yeah.
Did you get pink? Did you make it to pink?
Shit, we pink though. Everybody knows who's pink.
So we pink up in here then.
Yeah, we pink. Yeah, I don't know if Anthony is.
I'm not pink.
I basically played the. I don't remember if it was this weekend when I beat Darksiders, but I think Friday or Saturday I did. I'm caught up in Handmaid's Tale, and I just listened to the songs on my top 10 list, the albums on my top 10 list to see if they deserve to be there. And that was my weekend.
Okay. What you think of season 2 of Handmaids?
That show is just so fucking boring, dude. Like I want
I
to
don't
like
know
it.
if
Sorry, go ahead.
I just got fed up by the end of it. Like, either get the fuck out or like, what's going on?
Yeah, I was like, if you don't die, then just die, dude. Like, the thing the show does is that it does well is it builds tension well and it makes everything uncomfortable. But then they move on from a situation, then they find some stupid reason as to why they're back in that situation, and then repeat and repeat.
What is this? What show is this?
Yeah.
Handmaid's
The
Tale.
Handmaid's Tale. They had a pretty strong first season, but then the second season it just started repeating itself. It had some great moments, but not enough to warrant an entire season over.
Gotcha.
Like for every 3 episodes, one important thing happened.
Sounds kind of
Sounds
like the original Sword Art Online. The show had the potential to be really awesome, but it's literally just them talking about doing stuff and what they're going to do, never doing it, and then the next episode it's already done. And it's like, what?
That's like, so the whole arc is done in 2 episodes? Like,
No, I mean it's like there's a lot to the story, but that's the way every episode works. Is they go in, they talk about how they have to do all this stuff. Like, have you seen Sword Art Online, or do you know what it's about?
I just know they're in a game or something.
Yeah, they're trapped
Online
in a
swords.
virtual world, and if you die in the game, you die in real life, and they have to like win the game in order to be released, and they talk about, and it's like an RPG style game or an action RPG style game, and they like talk about how they have to work their way up this massive tower or tree or whatever, and talk about how the enemies get more increasingly difficult, and and then they talk about that they have to go do this stuff, and then the episode ends, and then the next episode they did all the stuff that they talked about in the previous episode, and then talk about how they did all those things, and then talk about what they're going to do next episode.
So it's just one massive filler.
To an extent, yeah. I mean, there's other stuff that happens, like there's like character growth and all this other stuff, but it like all of the action crap just never happens. They just talk about it. There's only like 2 episodes where there's actual, action.
Okay. That sounds like a lot of filler. Like an obscene amount of filler. What is goblins? Oh, I heard this is the gratuitous.
Dude, it is amazing. Like
anime,
it is,
right?
Yeah, it's one of the. It's really awesome. Like the first episode is just balls to the wall. Everything that you can think of that can go wrong goes wrong, and it really captures you. And there's some episodes that are just kind of filler with character development, but you still are like really enthralled with at least I am still really enthralled with the storyline, and I can't wait to see where the rest of this goes. It looks awesome. I've seen all 9 episodes that are currently out, and it just is amazing.
Is it like ongoing, or is it only 9 episodes for this season?
I think it's still ongoing. I don't know. I don't know when they're gonna end it. But so far, it's been really awesome. I can't wait for more.
Okay. I heard it was just super grotesque for like the sake of being grotesque. Like, is that true? Or
No, it's more of like, it's not grotesque just for the sake of being grotesque. It's more of, that's the style, the time period, the shit that could really happen in that kind of situation,
World.
I guess.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Lit. So if it's still ongoing, I guess I'll wait till it's all. I already have shit to watch, but I can add this to the list.
You gotta watch it. It's amazing. Goblin
What
Slayer.
is- Yeah, I'll just add that to the list, and I get to it when I get to it. I still need to watch the No Game No Life one you recommended earlier.
It's awesome. But Zero Tolerance is talking about that. So they skipped the very last episode. They kind of skipped like half the manga, and I think it was one of those, hopes that they can draw a bunch of people in, get enough of a following that they'll get a second season, and that they'll get to kind of fix a lot of it. But it's really cool. It's like these. So the premise is this boy and girl, the brother and sister, have like a combined IQ of like 6,000, and they're like the smartest people ever. They are the best at everything, and they get pulled into a world where everything is defined by games. Like everything is decided by games, and they very subtly show just exactly how intelligent they are with a lot of what is written, as well as with the dialogue and the performance and everything else. It's a really cool anime.
Okay. You said an IQ of 6,000, so of course I went to go check what the highest possible one is. And it seems like there's some people who are higher than 200.
Don't you
Okay.
divide whatever number you get by your age? So wouldn't you get a higher one if you're like 10 and then you do one of those tests and you're smart? Or am I an idiot?
I don't know that they actually ever say what their IQ level is, but the combined IQ of both of them is just, it's nuts. Like they can figure out almost everything instantly. So the girl, Sora is the guy and Shiro is the girl. Sora I think is like 16 or 18, and then she's 13 or something, maybe a little bit younger. I'd have to look it up, but she has memorized every single possible move in chess.
Every possible move?
Yes, every possible move. And there's like, it's some ridiculous number. Let me see if I can find it. There are over 9 million different possible positions after 3 moves each. There are over 288 billion different possible positions after 4 moves each. And she has memorized every single one of them. They talk about that during the show, too.
Is it one of those shows that they do something and then they spend the rest of the episode explaining what they just did? Like Naruto.
No.
You know how Naruto does like one cool thing and then the rest of the episode is how he managed to do that one cool thing and then it ends?
Dragon Ball
Not
Z.
quite.
Or
It's-
Dragon Ball Z too?
No, it's like they kind of explain it as they're going through, but they do it in an intelligent way so that it actually progresses the story and shows like their intelligence level.
Okay.
Like they don't like just explicitly be like, oh, we did this thing, we're gonna spend the next 9 minutes talking about it. No, it's like a 30-second blip of, well, this is why this happened, because we used information that we gathered from this, and then it kind of leads you into why it is that they are where they are and what they were doing and what they're going for.
Gotcha. Okay. That's good to hear, because Dragon Ball Z definitely did that. Oh, everyone's like shocked for 20 seconds, and then everybody's got to put their fucking theory into what just happened. And then they explain what just happened. And then next time on Dragon Ball Z.
So I've been going back and watching all the movies for Dragon Ball Z, and it's really, every one of them is the exact same. All of them show up, they get their asses kicked, they rely heavily on Goku to fix it. He's like, I need your power, and then they channel power into him. Suddenly nothing really happens, and then all of a sudden he's 10 times stronger than the enemy and kills them in one hit. And it's like,
Yeah, and then there's that one guy explaining, it's like, oh, he couldn't have gone Suzuki. He's the only one that can go Suzuki.
But yeah, that's literally how it goes, and literally every single one of them. You know,
are you starting from the beginning? So you saw like the Tree of Might. The first like 3 are exactly that, and then it switches over to like, oh, now Krillin can do that for one move, the Garlic Jr. one, or maybe it was Piccolo or Gohan.
Yeah, so I started at the very beginning with Dead Zone. The Dead Zone. I actually have the list here. Hold on. I'm up to Bio Brawly.
Don't watch that. Don't watch that. Don't watch that.
Okay, Brandon. I think Kelsey, you should watch it. I guess it's raving reviews.
So
Fucking
Dead Zone,
trash.
The World's Strongest.
Yep. Tree of Might.
Lord Slug, Cooler's Revenge, Return of Cooler, Super Android 13, Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan, BoJack Unbound, and Broly Second Coming. Like, BoJack Unbound and Broly Second Coming, I think is after Goku dies. During
Which
the Cell
time?
Saga.
Okay.
And then the Broly Second Coming is like much later because Gohan's older, and Vidal's in that one. But seriously, like the first
Like 4 of them are
5,
like that. They're like,
yeah, all the way up to Super Android 13. Actually, even Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan. Like, it's literally just they're fighting. They all get their asses kicked, and they all go, it's like, I need more power. I need your energy. And then, or he does a spirit bomb, and then all of a sudden he wins. And it's like, so nothing happened. He got stronger, and then killed him in one hit. Makes perfect sense. That's literally every episode.
hey, you didn't know that when Saiyans fall, they get up stronger? That's all. He just need to get beat down enough times that he doesn't die. But then that last time he gets up, he can kill him.
Right.
Hey, I'm just telling it.
For a character.
If it wasn't for him, he'd be dead.
At least in Dragon Ball Super, there's like some reasons for him to like do the things that he does, like getting stronger and whatever. But all the movies and thinking back to like all the TV shows or all the TV show episodes, literally just nothing happens. All of a sudden he's stronger and he wins. It's like, okay.
The one omission I think was Cell Saga. They were like, oh, okay, let's make Gohan win now, and then that was it. And then they were back to the same. No wait, who killed Boo? It was Goku again, right? Yeah, they're like, we'll give his son a shot, and then never come back to that.
It's because every like saga that came out was supposed to be the last saga, and then they kept making more.
Yeah, I'm
So
sick
it's
of that.
originally supposed to end after Frieza, I think, and then they continued it, and then Cell planned on finishing it there, and now we'll do more. I'm tired of Goku, dude. I don't even know why people like him.
I mean, at least Dragon Ball Super. I think Dragon Ball Super was done really well. The first couple of episodes are really slow, but after that, it just gets super interesting.
Oh, I haven't seen any of it.
It's worth watching. I think it's really cool.
Did it reach an obscene amount of episodes as well, or?
I think it's 200.
I can
went to
look it up.
300.
Why am I asking? Jesus.
I was gonna watch the show, and somebody showed me a clip of Vegeta with 2 left hands, so I didn't watch it. And then when Tournament of Power ended, I saw somebody put together an clip showing the order everybody got eliminated in and how it happened. And that's all I watched, because I'm not gonna watch a show that gives Vegeta 2 left hands.
Actually, there's
Season
only
5?
131.
How?
There were more than that.
What? It says season 5, episode 76. Is that a thing?
Yes. Hang on.
I don't watch
Okay.
it though.
I actually. Yeah, I mean the first couple of seasons are only 14, 13, and 19 episodes. That's
Gotcha.
for seasons 1 through 3.
It seems like it's 131 episodes.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's really good. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, the first couple of episodes are a little slow, but you know, there's at least action going on, and then it picks up, and then it hits kind of a lull while they're preparing for, you know, a big hurrah,
Uh-huh.
and then yeah, Super has some hype moments that are just as good as the originals. It really goes back to some of the roots with what makes it good.
Okay. I mean, I'll definitely add that
Zero
to the
Tolerance
far
is still
back
watching
backlog.
One Piece. 863rd episode.
That's still ongoing?
Yeah, it's still ongoing.
What do they still need to write about? Who
I'm
is
trying
who
to get
is-
into One Piece. I think I made it to episode like 13.
These guys are season 18 episodes. They're like The Simpsons.
Simpsons has been going on for almost 30 years. Actually, it may be 30 years. They still haven't found One Piece yet.
A piece of what?
So apparently, One Piece animators said they passed the halfway point and are like maybe 3/5 the way through.
No, they lost me with that fucking episode count.
Isn't JoJo's Bizarre Adventure similar? Don't they have a ton of episodes?
The seasons are shorter, I think, from what Johan and Javi told me, and each season is a different plot. Like it's different people following different people, like different generations. I think the term is. They have like 100 something according to Javi.
JoJo's way shorter. It's like time lapses. What did you hate, Zero?
Sorry, JoJo.
Oh, that's true. That was around that time.
Yep, JoJo's so bad. I keep playing with the idea of watching that, but I'm like, I don't watch anime that much because it's.
For the audio listeners in the chat, someone said JoJo was bad, and everyone else wants to ban him.
They're not even like asking to ban him. He's just requesting that they're banned on a different channel. I don't remember what I was saying. Like the thought of like watching more anime is just like I don't get excited doing it because most of the time it's the same recycled plot with different fight scenes. Is basically the shows. It's either
I don't
a
really think you'd
slice
find...
of life show. It's either a fucking hidden power long ass show, or just something really weird like Bobobo.
I think you'd really like Goblin Slayer, and I think you'd really like No Game No Life, because I feel like they are different. Goblin Slayer is like an animated RPG where they talk about like they can only cast so many spells. They're not just like overpowered with everything. To quote Brian, I don't like beating the meat because it's the same cycle, same style, and outcome.
Yeah, that's why I don't care enough to do it that often. I know it's gonna happen. It's just a sad replacement for what I should be doing.
Crying while looking for a job.
Exactly. With music, Dido specifically,
Why Dido specifically?
because she says "Let Us Move On" featuring Kendrick Lamar.
Doesn't tell me why.
Because the name of the song. If you enjoy every now and then, I do. with My Hero Academia, and that's that and Castlevania. And My Hero Academia is just something to watch. So I'm not like, oh, this is like show of the year. It's just, hey, I know what the big plot devices are gonna be. I'm just gonna watch it just because it gives me something else to watch.
Yeah.
Castlevania, though, I thoroughly enjoyed.
I think
Castlevania
you're
was
looking
awesome.
for. I think you're looking for comfort food, Brian. Is what you're describing. My Hero Academia, I guess.
My Hero, do you know where I can find the movie? I didn't watch the movie. I didn't care enough.
Yeah, I haven't
but
seen the movie.
That show is just comfort food, and the fact that they have a Black Falco is, I think, primarily the reason why I still watch it.
Black Falco.
It's a guy whose face is a bird.
His face is just Falco.
Hang on, Zero. I'll get you one.
But only
Get him one
certain
what?
States. A link to the movie.
Gotcha. Just incriminating ourselves on live television here.
I didn't do anything.
Didn't you though?
I didn't do anything. I got emotional.
So Brian, tell me about Darksiders.
Darksiders.
This is your weekly check-in since you've beat it already now.
Yeah, I beat it in like a week of playing it. It's like a relaxed Dark Souls. It's not hard. It's just the bugs make it harder to play. So people who play Dark Souls will probably like it because they like shittily made games. Or designed at least.
Shittily? I don't even know if it's...
After I beat it, literally after I beat it, they released a beta patch that fixes all the bugs. So I might go back and play through and maybe get the rest of the achievements. But yeah, it goes back to the first Darksiders where it's like very linear. There's no like gear that you get. You just get like the Metroidvania style things that you traverse to certain rooms. The plot, it was enough to like keep you wanting to play, but it wasn't like, oh shit, that's who that is. Gameplay, it still feels like it's Dark Souls mixed with the first game, so it's a little bit of like a Legend of Zelda, but it's mostly like a hack and slash Dark Souls.
Okay.
That's basically my review of it.
So like God of War.
Not necessarily, because that's like full on hack and slash. It's like, oh, if you press this button the same amount of times, you actually get a combo. If you press Y, it does a different combo if you just spam X. So you gotta press Y sometimes. Then that's basically the game. It's just if you want a more relaxing Dark Souls, you just play that. It was still enjoyable. I'm shitting on it, but I still enjoyed my time. It's just it wasn't something that people are gonna care about next year. If that makes sense.
It does, but it sounds like you're just crapping on a lot of it. Excuse me.
If it ran well on launch, then I wouldn't have that much shit to complain about.
Shit. It's not the first and probably not the last for this year. Actually, no, it's already December, so hopefully Smash Bros. Runs fine.
Cobra said relaxing Dark Souls in one sentence. Yeah, it's like it's not so poorly designed that people think it's like, oh, this game's hard. No, it's just that Dark Souls games are poorly made, and this game is like
Dark
it's not
Souls games
necessarily
are
poorly made. So like this game has difficulties if you really want to like make it tedious for yourself, but it's one of those. It has the same style of gameplay, but it's not claiming to be hard. It's just, hey, you play this. It feels like a filler game. Like, you know how somewhere in a season in like a show there's like filler episodes, but it's still linked to the story in some way? That's what this game feels like. If they make a Darksiders 4, I feel like that would actually be good. Or like as good as the first two.
Okay. So I like the second one a lot. First one I enjoyed a lot because it was very Zelda-ish. And then they added this RPG elements in the second one. And now it seems like they added Dark Soul elements to it on top of it.
I heard they removed a lot of the reason to go do side stuff in the third one. That there's like, instead of like in the first or second one, you could go and find like weapons or upgrades or something like that, and then in this one there's no real reason to go do the side stuff because all it really is finding. You just get like souls or something.
Yeah, you do all the side stuff and you find like hidden things. And normally in Metroidvania games, when you go and do the extra stuff, you get some type of reward like, oh, increased missile capacity or like a hidden weapon or something that boosts your stats. In this game, you just get consumables that I forgot I had, or just souls that you use to level up. That's all you get. There's like one side thing that you get a choice, like a dialogue choice. It's the only one, like the only 2 times it happens in the game where you can make a dialogue choice. And depending on what you pick, you can get some item that you couldn't get if you chose a different way. That I did poorly, so I didn't get the item. But everything else is just I go in this room, and I'm just gonna get consumables and things to upgrade.
That's a shame. I'm still
really
gonna try it, but
I really hate
Yeah,
when they do that. When they take away
recommend-
things, make the game fun.
I recommend trying it, just not full price. Wait for a sale and then try the game.
Wonder if I
Second
even
felt
have
more
any
explore,
Darksiders
yeah.
games.
What Shira said. The second one I think is the best out of all of them. Good night, Zero Tolerance.
Alright, man.
The
Night.
second one is the best one, I think, because it's the most Metroidvania out of them. And even if you don't go and explore, just from going back and like killing something, there's a chance to drop loot and put stuff on. There's skill trees at least. You could decide more on how you want to play in that game as opposed to the first and the third one. But nobody wants to see that. I want to see that.
Apparently, I don't have any of the Darksiders games.
Do you still have access to my library? You can just I have all 3.
I don't have
Yeah,
access to
playing
it
as
anymore.
Death just had a satisfying feel, and Death as a character is like the most entertaining or interesting out of the 3. War is literally just your placeholder action character. Death, I don't know, he actually had some depth to him. Death had depth, and then Fury, Death Fury. That's a real thing in some game, isn't it? Death Fury.
I feel
no,
like I
you're
know what
probably
that's
thinking
from.
Death Scythe.
No,
Death Fury is a
phone.
fan fiction.
Well, there you go. Fury is like a very one-note character that you can see the change. It's like very predictable story arc, but it's not as bad as War. War sets the stage that follows a true main character story feel. Yeah. Like War is only there. Like if they made this all one game, War would only be the intro. He'd be that really first mission you do where they're giving you backstory and like the tutorial, and then you play as Death. Is basically what it's like. Oh, and then for some reason, something would happen, and then you play as Fury until you get back to Death. Is how the characters matter. I don't know if that made sense, but
Yeah, it did. I like the first 2 pretty much evenly. The RPG stuff I could have lived without. I don't really care about loot that much.
I'd love to go back to Death. Yeah,
Unless it's Borderlands.
it's just too linear.
The pre-sequel
Kelsey.
to Borderlands just wasn't nearly as much fun as the second one.
Not enough content.
Well, the story definitely felt like a side story for me, so that's why I didn't feel as I didn't have enough oomph. Because the second one was a proper sequel, so it had a lot more things going for it. A lot of bigger moments. Instead of telling us a story like how Handsome Jack became Handsome Jack.
The
That's
first, like, I really enjoyed the first one when we used to play together, but it did not age well.
Nope.
That game is
Playthrough it
awful.
didn't age well. Like you get to like a certain level and you're dead. You're already tired of the game. It felt like alright. So Borderlands 1 was the alpha for Borderlands 2, and then Borderlands 2 is basically like a standalone DLC that was supposed to hold you off to Borderlands 3, and it's still not out. That was the only reason I was like, okay, well, it's pre-sequel, because it was so short. I was like, that means Borderlands 3 is on the horizon. I'm still not playing it.
No, they're probably doing something different, like a huge restructure of how the game gets played for 3.
Aren't they supposed to be coming out with Borderlands 3?
They announced that they were working on it a while back, and I'm thinking that's one of the announcements that's going to be at the Game Awards this year. They have 10 things that they have to, like... I mean, the game is announced already, but they said they had trailers and stuff for things for games that just gonna show us updates, I could probably bet my left eyeglass that it's gonna be there. It has to be. It's been way too fucking long. They have to have something like a even if it's a vertical slice, just like of a level done.
Man, that's what we said about Diablo 3 and StarCraft 2, and look at how that turned out. Or
Hey,
even
Diablo 3.
even Diablo Immortal bullshit.
I enjoyed Diablo 3 just because I never played the first two. The same thing with Fable. If you don't play the first one, which I didn't, you enjoy the second one. But nobody loves the third one, and that's what Immortal is.
Yeah, in Diablo 3's defense, it came out as a shit show, but when I got that on the console, dude, playing that game with like a twin stick shooter, fucking gold. That shit felt great.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, if you've never played the other games, Diablo 3 is fine. Like, it has a lot of, it has some of the characteristics of the other ones, and they've added a lot of stuff that they would really love to see in seeing 2, but it just didn't feel like the same game or the same type of game as the originals.
It's just those games to me feel better with a controller. I get tired of fucking clicking 1,000 times in the middle of a combat. Like, just fucking aim with the right stick, move with the left, and then fire with all the fucking face buttons. Diablo 3 on console felt fantastic. Huh?
You can also click and hold. You can move and do all the stuff just by clicking and holding.
Yeah.
But you still gotta move. You gotta click in different places. You gotta move your mouse to move incoming attacks to move out of the way, and then click on them again to start attacking them.
No, you literally click to move. You click to move, and then if you hover over somebody, it'll start attacking. And if you want to move again, you keep holding and you just move the mouse to somewhere else. You only technically have to.
That stops you from
attacking.
Am I missing something? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's.
You just said that you have to click to move to dodge stuff. I just explained to you how you do that. You don't have to keep clicking. You just click once, you move, you run into stuff and hit it, and then you move away.
Okay. I mean, that's what I'm. All right. What I remember is you click away from whatever you're shooting at to get the hell out of the way.
No, you hold. You don't have to let go of the mouse button.
Yeah, if you I think there's actually even some settings that you can change so where you can like.
Okay, I think we're on 2 different pages. You mean like the act of moving? I just have to hold once and he'll start moving.
Yeah. So if you
I know that. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah,
I'm saying.
So you go into the map. Okay, just shut up.
All right.
You go into the map.
Talking about. We're not talking about the same thing.
We are. You go into the map. You right click or whatever I think it's right click, and you start moving, and you can hold it, and they'll just follow your mouse. And then if you run into an enemy, you hold the mouse over top of the enemy, and they'll start attacking the enemy. And then when you want to stop attacking the enemy, you move your mouse somewhere else, like if you need to dodge, and he'll run that way and stop attacking the enemy. You don't have to click again.
I think he's saying he doesn't want to move the mouse at all. He just wants to move a thumb instead of his whole hand.
Exactly.
That's no different than just slightly moving your wrist to the left or right to friggin' move.
I don't have to move my wrist at all.
Oh my god.
I'm just doing this, dude. It's more comfortable to play, especially with the perspective it gets played at. The top down, that's easy. When you play any top down, like fucking what's that Xbox Live Arcade game that it's like a twin stick shooter. It came out during the Xbox 360 launch. Something TV.
Oh, Smash TV.
I think it was Smash TV. Yeah, Smash TV. It's like those top down shoot 'em ups too. Like that. Those games are just they're built for that. It's an easy control scheme, and then they mapped all the skills to the face buttons. Diablo 3 on console was not what I expected. That shit got its hooks in me. Talk about setting hooks in you. Tell us, Kelsey, you got your hands on Moonlighter.
Yeah, Moonlighter is awesome. I think I'm up to the 3rd dungeon, and I'm having a lot of fun going down there. I wish you could increase the size of your backpack, because I always run out of room before I even get to like the second level, you know, and then you're like, okay, well I can go back, and if you're trying to work your way through for certain quests and things, like doing the you can when you upgrade your shop. Have you upgraded your shop yet?
A couple times. Like,
Wait,
the shop once, so I have extra places to put stuff now to sell stuff.
So you have patrons that come in and ask you to like complete stuff for a quest, right? For like money, where they're like,
oh no, that hasn't happened yet. I haven't gotten that far.
Oh,
You're way ahead of me. If you're on the third dungeon, you're way ahead of me.
oh, well.
But I mean, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
But that's kind of shitty if you got to the third dungeon and all that shit's happening and you still don't have a bigger bag.
No, you don't get a bigger bag in this game. Like, I've upgraded basically everything. You don't get a bag in this game. Yo,
like
Acorn,
that.
thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
I was hoping, you know how in the multiple floors for the first dungeon you got stuff as you progressed? I was hoping one of them just gives you a bigger fucking bag or something.
Yeah, I was hoping for something, but like I've done like all the upgrades. I've unlocked all the people, and or I've done all the upgrades up to the point that I can for my store and whatever. And I've upgraded my bed all the way, the chest all the way, the cash register all the way, and the
Jesus, you're
whatever.
putting in work.
Well, so once you get to the third, even in the second dungeon, I mean, you can start selling stuff for in the thousands. And then the third dungeon, I have stuff that sells for like 3,000 or 4,000. And so
I'm asking for. I'm gonna ask for a friend here. Have you sold anything for 6,000?
Yes.
Oh shit! There you go, bro. I mean, my
Telling
friend.
you, Anthony.
Yeah, there's an item that you can farm in the third dungeon that you sell. You can sell for 6,000 easily. I think the highest I've sold so far is when it was like high interest, and it sold for 10K.
Oh shit! Okay. Well then, yeah, I gotta get back on it. I started the second dungeon, and then that's when I stopped. And then I just started playing Celeste.
How do you like Celeste?
Celeste is, if you like your platforming game, Celeste is it.
Alright.
It's like did you play Super Meat Boy?
Yes.
It's that, but not as hard. Because Super Meat Boy was like relentless. This one has some. It starts off. It has it's like smart, great design platforming. And that's based. I only played first couple like stages, and it's already wowed me in the platforming department. People are saying that the story is fantastic so far. I'm not really getting that. The story's not hooking me in. But yeah, the platforming's awesome. The characters are alright. The art style is very it's not 8-bit because maybe like 16-bit. I don't know. I couldn't describe the art style, but the main story is just you play as a girl that you can name whatever you want, but the default name is Madeline, and you just try to get to the top of the Celeste Mountain. So the levels are all crafted to get up there. There's collectibles that you don't really need to get. It's literally it even tells you, hey, you can collect these if you want, but they don't do anything. It's just for collectibles' sake. I even found either a game maker version or a beta version of that game within the game called Pico 8. So I guess it was his like prototype of the game before he made this. And I finished that. I got to the top of the mountain in that.
Nice.
It seems like okay. I was gonna say I thought you were muted.
I was saying
Okay.
hi to somebody in chat.
Gotcha.
Calm down.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, highly recommend it. Especially if you like platforming. Huge Mario fan, then you'll love Celeste.
All right.
I'll check it out. Oh, and what is on Saturday? I went to Universal. I haven't been there in years. I'm sorry, Universal Islands of Adventure.
Oh.
Yes, shout out to E-Man. He got us some tickets, so me and the old lady went.
The old lady.
It's the old, not old. It's the old lady.
Old lady. Okay.
The old lady.
The old lady.
I'm not calling her old lady. All right. You trying to get me in trouble?
Old lady.
Oh, that's fine. That's not what I'm doing. So yeah, it was interesting to see a bunch of the rides. Like, okay, for one, let me just say, fuck roller coasters.
What's wrong with roller coasters?
Because it's been years since I've been on it, and she's like, "Oh, let's get on the Hulk," and I'm like, "I haven't been on a roller coaster so long." as like I was a kid, like a young lad. And I'm like, it was probably because I was young, and that's why I hated them. I got them on. I don't see the fucking appeal, dude. I felt like I was dying the entire time, dude.
They're so much fun though.
I think I closed my eyes for like a good portion of the beginning of the Hulk.
I think the worst one for me is the drop zone styles, you know, where it just takes you straight up and then drops you. Adam loves those. We went to what was it? We went so Universal or not Universal. Paramount owns Carowinds and King's Dominion, and the one we used to go to Carowinds all the time because it was in Charlotte, and he loved getting on that thing, but it was only like 75 feet or something, or 150 feet, and the one at King's Dominion, I think, is 310 feet. Like, it's huge.
Gotcha.
And he had a blast, but so he gets on, he's in line, he's waiting, he gets on, and there's these 4 women that are on there talking like, "Oh, this is gonna be so much fun. We're gonna wreck this. We gotta get back on this." It goes up, it comes down. They start crying. They're like bawling their eyes out. Oh my god! Oh my god! They like start kissing the ground. They're like, "We're never gonna do this again." It was hilarious.
I wasn't that bad. I literally just closed my eyes and I got off. And I think the reason I don't like those roller coasters is because it's just near-death experience for the sake of near-death experience. like it just raises your anxiety and adrenaline levels for no fucking just for the fuck of it. So I'm like, nah, I just don't really fuck with roller coasters. I don't mind getting on them. Like, if we do it again, I'm fine. I can get on them. It's just I'm like, the highlight of the fucking of the park was, I guess it's the latest one, so that's why it's probably my favorite. They have I don't know if it's, I guess, an attraction, a ride. It's for Kong Skull Island.
Okay.
So basically, it's when you have to put one of those 3D glasses on, and you get on I don't know if it's a safari bus or something.
Okay.
And you have the glasses on, and while you're going through it puts the screens around the bus, so it looks like you look around, and it looks like you're actually traveling within the jungle.
That's really cool.
And it takes you through like the jungle. First you go underground, and it's some weird nasty fucking creatures that are in there, and then the people you're watching trying to survive, and it's pretty dope. The highlights right after that, it takes you to like out of the caves into the jungle, and there's a bunch of fucking dinosaurs or whatever the hell it is. And they see you, and it makes it seem like you're driving away from them. And you look to your left, and they're like catching up with the bus. And you look to the right, they're catching up to the bus, and it's hitting the bus, and the bus actually moves, so you feel like it's actually hitting the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very immersive. Anyway, it turns into a fight between like a huge dinosaur and fucking Kong. And you're looking around watching this fight happen, and Kong's jumping over the bus, and you can like hear and feel the fucking bus get like pushed down for the weight. And it was very immersive, very awesome. Highly recommend getting on that again. It's to the point where I wanted more to happen, and it ended. And I'm like, that's fucking it. It seemed very short. The second one was that. Go ahead.
They used to have a ride similar, like it. They didn't have the 3D stuff, but they had a NASCAR ride at Carowinds where you got in, and it was a 2-seater, and like the seats would like lift up and tip and turn while you're watching the NASCAR to make it feel like you're actually going around, and then like when you pull into the pit stop, that was a lot of fun. Ah,
okay. So I think it's basically like that, but you were like sitting next to everybody else. It felt like you were actually in the
oh yeah, I'm sure it was way better having like the surround.
And the audio was fantastic. It was awesome. So and then Janiana was telling me that the one prior to that, which was the Harry Potter one, I went on as well. I guess they took that idea and made it into the Kong one. So this was like I guess the Harry Potter one was like the precursor to it anyway, and that one was pretty dope too. You're basically flying around the Hogwarts castle, with like a short little story about, hey, you're gonna go sneak in to go watch the. Fuck, she's gonna kill me. What the hell's it? Quidditch. That's what it is. The fucking sport that they do where they fly around and catch the snitch.
Quidditch, yes.
Yeah, that's the one. That was pretty dope. Flying around the castle and shit, and seeing it like transition from like the 3D video. Actually, that one wasn't 3D video. That one's just like video in front of you, like on a panel.
Yeah.
And the thing you're on moves around and moves forward to simulate you flying forward.
Yeah, Shannon and I went on that one when we were down there.
Yeah, that was the first time I went on it, and I thought it was pretty cool. And then the third one, what else were we on? We went on
Did you go to the Gringotts ride?
Which one's that?
The bank. I think there was a ride in the bank where you
Oh,
go
is that
in.
on Oh, we only had one park, so we went to Islands of Adventure. That's probably a Universal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't gone to that. So when we go to Universal, we can get on that. Merciful Grim mentions the Cat in the Hat. We did go on the Cat in the Hat one. That shit did not age well. That shit's been there for years, and it looks it's really old ride. It's for kids, obviously, but it just I think I was on that when I was a kid. The Spider-Man one we went on, where you're when you're like a little blue vehicle. It's just very similar. They updated the visuals for it, but I've been on that one as well. That one's alright.
Alright.
What else did we do? Oh, then there was a Christmas show with the Grinch, like a Grinchmas, like live action, like a theater play, reenacting like the story. And that show was pretty dope. The actor who played the Grinch was pretty convincing. There was a dog there playing. Who's it? What's the dog's name in the Grinch?
I don't remember.
All right, well, Tim. There's a dog. The dog that played Tim in the Grinch was out there obeying the master to stay and whatnot. It was pretty dope. Very entertaining. And I think that's how we pretty much went on all the attractions besides Doctor Doom, because the Doctor Doom one is just the one that you just rise up and drop. And I'm like, nah. Yeah, I think so. It was. I don't know.
Surprised you didn't get on there and foot dive. Did you try butterbeer?
No, I didn't try the butterbeer, but it was
really
there.
Good.
I heard it was just literally liquid sugar. So you probably
That's basically what it is.
Then I don't want that. I don't want that. We also saw there was like a light show since it's the holiday season. They put like a light show on the Hogwarts castle that's there, and that show was pretty cool. It like projects lighting and a bunch of like animations and stuff onto the castle and the rocks underneath to make it look like it's snowing and a bunch of other cool festive things.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically that was most of the trip, unless I'm forgetting something, but I don't think I'm forgetting anything.
You are.
You tried
just don't know
yet. Butterbeer?
No, I didn't try butterbeer. Kong, Spider-Man.
Did you send the
Hulk.
email?
What email?
The invite?
The email.
To what? Invite to what?
Don't worry about it. Did you send it?
What fucking email?
Party in the back.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I did. I didn't consume much this weekend.
I'm tired of new things for this year. I think after Smash, I'm just gonna not do anything new at all.
Did you just say you're done after Smash Bros. For the rest of the year? That's a week.
Yeah.
2 weeks, sorry.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I think it's 3. I can't count.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that's come out, and I'm just like, I want to listen to it or I want to try it, but no new friends,
I gotcha.
I'm pink now, so I don't have to do anything.
That's true. Do you want to jump into the news real quick, peoples?
The news?
The news?
The news part of the newscast?
The second half of Huey Lewis.
Oh, shit. That's a pretty good one, Brian.
Fuck you. I'm gonna put up a fucking tab.
Who had this? Brian? Did Brian add this? BioWare boss Casey Hudson teases. Go ahead.
No, I didn't add any news. I never had anything there.
Okay, then maybe I did and I forgot. BioWare boss Casey Hudson teases a Dragon Age announcement in December. Did you guys play all the Dragon Ages? I know, Brian, you played Inquisitor, right?
Yeah, I'm the
Or
reason you
Inquisition?
played it.
I only
Got it,
played
got
the
it.
first one, I think.
You only played the first Dragon Age?
I think so. I don't remember playing any of the others.
Dragon Age 2 was okay. And Inquisition I thought was really fun.
Like I don't know. The first one, the first one was supposed to be the game that was really awesome with all the different decisions that actually affected whether or not like certain things would happen and are supposed to totally change the outcome of the game. And I was really excited for it. Don't get me wrong, the game was cool. I really liked the characters. I really liked the story, but the replayability wasn't as much replayability as I wanted there to be, because the change in outcomes really wasn't as it didn't swing nearly as hard as I wanted it to, because the way
it was minor.
Yeah, it was like you still did the same shit. You either just got to access like one new area, or you didn't get to talk to somebody, or somebody didn't join your party, and it's like, okay. The way that they marketed it was the whole friggin' game changes. You don't pick up Morgan or whatever her name was, and
Morgan.
the half the game isn't even the same.
I feel, yeah,
There's
I
only
get
like
that.
a couple like things that change. The only ones that matter is at certain points, someone joins your party and somebody doesn't, and in the ending, and that was like the only changes I remember.
Yeah, that's really all it was. Is that the ending changed a little bit.
I like that in the DLC you can have a rock guy as your teammate. Just a big rock golem.
Do you guys think this is going to be one of the games announced at Game Awards?
No.
Out of the 10?
BioWare doesn't love me as a person, so
Okay.
I think GoldenEye
unfortunate.
64 remastered for the Switch is more likely.
Speaking of that remaster, there's a rumor going around that Crash Team Racing Remastered will be announced at fucking Video Game Awards 2018. Or the Game
I bought
Awards.
the second one off of a Scholastic magazine, so I'm down with this one.
Yeah, like if this shit if this
Scholastic
happens,
magazine.
don't laugh. Those things were fire.
They were. I just haven't heard that in forever because I haven't been in school in
okay.
30 years.
I literally bought it, and they put it on my desk. I was like, oh shit, I can't play it yet. Everybody's reading their new book, and I'm sitting there reading the back of the fucking Crash game for Xbox I got out of a Scholastic for less than $20.
Oh my god. So yeah, if they announce the Crash Team Racing remastered at the Game Awards, I'm probably gonna lose my shit. I can play as fucking. Go ahead, Brian.
Only if Pinstripe's in it and Dingo Dial. If they're
It's a
not in it,
remaster.
I don't want to talk.
If they were in the game before, they're gonna be in it. That's what a
I
remaster is,
don't
Brian.
want to talk. I
Okay.
don't want to talk.
We ain't talking, Brian. We ain't talking.
We're talking. We're talking.
Oh,
Hey,
shit.
we talking.
We talking.
Are we talking?
Shit, we paint. Fuck.
What we need to talk about is why Daredevil getting canceled.
Because it's moving to the Disney platform. That's the
I don't
only reason
care.
it got
You don't
canceled.
cancel it.
That show
That don't
did,
make no sense.
That show did well. It's not canceled, it's just being moved. It's temporarily down.
Are you talking about the Daredevil stuff?
No, Netflix say they canceled it.
Yeah, that's because it's all moving. Disney is taking like everything off of Netflix. Like, it's ridiculous. They're gonna force you to go watch their shitty version of Netflix, and pay for their shitty version of Netflix because they want in on the profits.
The only thing that worries me about that is if they're doing that for all of the Netflix shows that are Marvel, does that mean they're going to try to censor things like Daredevil and Punisher? Because if they censor Punisher, which I think is like arguably top 2 of the Marvel shows on Netflix, then I'm gonna riot.
I don't think they're gonna. That's not something they would probably do. Actually, they would probably do it, but if they know that's what's making it good, they're not gonna sacrifice that. I would hope so. That's wishful thinking. Let me retract. That's wishful thinking. Let me retract it.
Can you restate it?
I'm gonna retract it. I'm not gonna restate it.
I want to hear what you said.
I said I don't think that they would change the character up that bad, or I guess that's not changing the character, but because the first episode of the Punisher, it was violent, and I'm assuming it gets worse as the season goes on. So I don't think they would not show the violence just because they're on Disney Plus. Because they're gonna
I don't know, man.
Spoiling it.
They
Without
might.
spoiling it, there's scenes where you don't even know who's under the red. That's how much blood there is.
Goodness. Me and Janyana are watching season 3 of Daredevil, and it just makes me sad that it's canceled because I'm going through this season and I'm like, why did you cancel it? It's really fucking good.
Because they want. Seriously,
4?
dude, like same thing is happening that happened with Steam. Everybody wants a piece of the pie now because they're tired of shoveling out money to other people to host all their stuff, and they want to force people to come to their crap.
Yep. Yeah, see that's definitely the way that's going. Who put Last Remnant Remastered?
I already told you I don't update that.
Nobody wants that. Oh my god, what was I saying? Oh, I'm on episode 10 of or I think we've seen episode 9. We gotta watch.
I don't even know that I've
10.
seen the second season of Daredevil.
I don't think you have to for this third season. Good. You do need to watch like the ending of the Defenders to understand where Matt is at in the beginning of this season.
Mm-hmm.
Where Matt's at.
Yeah. But yeah, the dialogue in this one has been superb. The characters are having great arcs. The new character they added, the nun, is very well written.
Did you get that
very well acted.
Yet?
Brian, I told you I've seen 9 episodes. I didn't like go 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Well, they did that with Star Wars. I don't know if you did this with Daredevil.
No, I saw episode 4.
All right.
The oneer, I guess is a term in the industry with the prison. Fantastic. I loved it. For those who don't know, the oneer is a term where it's like a continuous shot. Even though in this one I saw there were some places they could have cut, so they might have cut and just kept it, making it, and they edited it so it looks like it was a one continuous shot. But it was awesome. They have one every season, and this one was really good. So yeah, well, we'll see how it ends. All the characters have had fantastic arcs. I can't wait to finish the season.
That's good. I'll have to catch up, or attempt to catch up.
You have plenty of time because there's no season 4 happening. So,
it really annoys me that they're all like doing this. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand that's how business works, but I don't want to pay for 9 different streaming sites just to watch, one show. Like, I don't even really use Netflix anymore, and I still pay for that. Like, the only reason I really have it around these days is so that Shannon can watch her Criminal Minds and a couple of other things.
No, I used to do the same thing. I used to have Netflix and I'd never use it, so I canceled it.
Well,
there's no need for it
cancel
anymore.
Soon.
She doesn't need Netflix because there's constantly a marathon on Twitch of Bob Ross, The Joy of Painting. She doesn't need anything else.
That's gonna be playing at the wedding, by the way.
You're damn right. I didn't ask you if it was playing.
When they do that slide of, like the slide of the bride and groom, it's gonna start off with the 25-minute episode of The Joy of Painting, and then go into us.
When it shows that, I wish somebody would talk over the episode. I wish somebody would.
We were talking with the.
I wish.
Oh, the wrench is out. We can't speak right now. Okay, so he put it away. Just have him where he's like drawing, like stroking the canvas. It's just the picture of whatever picture you wanted to put on there of you guys together. So he's painting you guys. You're welcome.
That's fucking stupid. Instead, you should have him painting a picture of you guys.
Oh my god.
So
Yeah, I told Shannon because Shannon's lost a bunch of weight, and I'm gonna try and lose a bunch of weight for the wedding. And I said if I can lose the weight, for the wedding, well, the title of the thing should be Through Thick and Thin, and it just shows the pictures of us getting really fat throughout the years and then getting really skinny for the wedding.
that's really good. That works. I thought you were gonna say you're gonna lose some weight so you can do the lift. Is it Dirty Dancing? No.
Where he lifts her up above her head, above his head.
Die Hard.
Is it Dirty Dancing? It's not
It's
Die
Dirty
Hard.
Dancing.
Okay. But she's gonna lift you up. That's what I thought you were going with that. I'm like, yo,
No.
that'd be pretty impressive.
She's actually gained quite a bit of muscle though.
Is she
Like,
stronger
I'm
than you?
impressed. No.
Oh
There's-
shit! Wasn't that quick?
I don't know that she'd ever be able to get strong. I don't know if I never worked out another day in my life. I don't know that she would ever get stronger than me.
Talk that shit. Load it up then if you're real.
Oh, damn. She's probably gonna go first at 10 on you, dude.
Slapbox her right now on stream.
Cobra in the chat says he recommends laxatives if you want to lose weight.
You usually carry about 20 pounds of just garbage in your system.
How do I clear that?
I just told you how. So he
Hey,
doesn't even read his
I
own
didn't-
chat.
He doesn't pay attention to his own chat at all.
Fucking sick.
I'm asking because he just said laxative, so I'm thinking shit. You said garbage and not shit. Garbage
Name
can
your
be
channel to ADL literate because you can't fucking read. I need some skin, brother. Where are you?
Who needs Jesus?
I'm not even looking the right way. I'm fucking. I forget that I'm mirrored on Discord or on your guys' side, so I went this way. But I looked at Anthony's stream and I'm literally just looking at nobody. Fucking trash. We pink though.
Actually, Actually, on my screen, when you went this way, I could go this way, and it would match up.
For
I
next
was
time.
completely wrong on mine, so
Yeah, on mine it shows like here's Bryant and here's me, and he's facing this way and I'm facing this way, so it would actually match up.
gotcha.
Johan said I'm high-fiving the chat.
Did you?
'Cause I care. It's because I care.
You know who doesn't care? Bethesda.
Oh shit. Tell them
So
about
we're back
themselves.
on that. Yesterday they announced that they're gonna be sending out replacement bags for what is it? The canvas bags or whatever.
Yeah, they send those shitty ass nylon bags out, so the people who paid $200 for their Ultimate Edition, and got such a backlash, they caved. You know what they could have done? Is just sent out the goddamn canvas bags in the first place and save themselves some money. I
thought that it's because of the person they were working with that they sent out the incorrect things. Is that not what the story was? And then now they're making it right with whatever company that promised them that bag?
So I didn't hear that, but there's been a lot of rumors floating around. The most common one is that they looked into it and it was too expensive, and so they decided to switch it because it was just a promotional piece. But
Gotcha.
never bought, because eventually they updated their website for the Ultimate Edition to include the nylon bag rather than the canvas bag.
Okay, I thought it was some sort of deal that went through or something, like the person, the distribution that they were working with flipped the script on them, and then Bethesda took the heat.
I mean, it might be. Like, that might have been what happened, but they did end up updating their website to show the whatever the edition was, their Ultimate Edition actually using a different bag. I might actually be able to find that. Let me see if I can, because Adam sent it to me.
So yeah, for people who ordered the $200 edition, there's a link you can follow: beth.games/2q drop M.
Ring
If you
rolls off
wanna-
the tongue, doesn't it?
It does, and you can submit a ticket, a support ticket, I guess, to get your replacement bag. And hopefully this is the last time we talk about Fallout 76 and Bethesda shitting the bed. Because I'm sick of it already.
I'm really just sick of this. Shy Rush was mentioning it earlier about the like season passes and things, where they're basically you're buying a $60 game that only has $5 worth of content, and then paying extra money to get another $10 or $15 worth of content because they know that they can get it out of you. Like
Yeah, it's
I'm really
unfortunate.
sick of this season pass shit too, because that's what's happening. Like look at Destiny 2. I mean, that's a perfect example. They released all this like, the game that was supposed to fix all the problems in the first one and do all this stuff and have all this extra content, and then you bought $60 for like a $7 game. Like there was nothing to do in that game. No in-game content whatsoever. The only thing you could do is continuously run the same strike over and over again all week. If you could find people to run the raid, if you want to call it that, you could do that once a week or once or twice a week or something. I don't even remember. And then or play PvP, and it's like that was literally it.
Yeah, when me and Brian played it on PS4, we finished the story, and then I don't think we ever played together again.
That's because you never loaded it up. I think I did PvP once, and I was like, this game's trash. And I stopped playing. But then when it was free, when they gave us the free copy on Blizzard, I started with Javi. We maxed the character out. The next day, started another character with Gabby and Javi. Maxed the character out. Then I just like, you know what? Let me make my own character. Max them out. And then I was like, I didn't do any endgame content in the PS4, so let me try it. And so I did as much as I could for the week. And then the next week started, and it gave me the opportunity to do it again. And I'm like, do I really hate myself and not value my time enough so that I can just do this again? That's why, like, I don't think I can subscribe to like the MMO like game loop, because after a while I'm just gonna hate myself.
That's the way playing WoW works.
It's in the fine print.
It really is.
Oh my goodness.
Which I guess you can use that same argument for doing anything repetitive, like over and over again for a certain amount of time, but with other games, you feel more of a reward for your time.
That same thought goes into literally like every game. I mean, if you think about Moonlighter, like Moonlighter's a fun game. It's awesome, but it's the same loop. You go through a dungeon, you fight a bunch of shit, you pick up a bunch of crap, you sell it, and you go back and you upgrade your weapons so that you can go fight harder shit, to pick up more shit, to sell it, to go back and fight, more harder things. And that's the whole game. That's what it breaks down.
That's the loop. Mm-hmm.
I feel like.
Excuse me.
I forgot what I was even gonna say. Keep going, Kelsey.
But certain games just do it better than others. Like you like the original World of Warcraft and Burning Crusade did it really well, so that you really wanted to come back and keep playing, and you felt like you were doing stuff and having fun. But all these other games today just don't feel like they do it very well. Like, I mean, I still go back and play like Final Fantasy 7 and 8 all the time. I know exactly how the game works. I've played it 100 times, but I still want to keep going back and playing it because it's a lot of fun, and I love the story, and I love how it is that you actually advance.
Because the loop is fun. If you're not having fun with the loop, you're gonna hate it. It'll feel like work instead of fun.
I think that's why most games are like PvP now, or like multiplayer only in like a competitive form, is because it's so hard to recreate a loop that people like, or it's hard to hide a shitty loop. Like in some way they would hide it with, hey, you just get loot, and then just repeat that over and over again because you're just getting something you can wear to repeat the same thing over and over again. But now with how shittily games are made, there's no loop to hide it. You see it, like you even have to finish the game to see how they're gonna try to keep you in to the loop. So like that's why I guess that's why some games just cut out the story because it's irrelevant. People don't want to do the same linear shit over and over again, so they just cut that out. And the most constant unknown is people, so the loop always changes if you're doing PvP because you're always playing somebody else. So and they play differently, or there's some people better, some people worse. It's always like a variable. And I think that's why most people. That's why I think. Yeah, that's why I just think everything's down to like competitive games more so than cooperative games.
Avo says Titanfall 1 had the best story.
He's trolling you. He trolled you.
All right, I know. Titanfall didn't have a storyline.
The first one did not. The second one did.
I think Brink was Game of the Year.
Can we pour some out for the homie, dude, for Brink? My God, like, I thought that was gonna take the fucking industry by storm. Nope.
Seriously. Same thing with The Division. Like, the way that they marketed it just looked like these revolutionary games that were going to be the most amazing shit to play for years to come. And then you got it, and you were done in 6 minutes, and you're like, okay, what now?
Now what? Yeah. I guess I just go beat my meat. All right.
Yeah, I was really disappointed with Brink because it looks so awesome. Like, you get to customize your character. You have all these cool like tools and guns and everything else, and then there was nothing to do.
It's unfortunate. I really liked the visual style of that game too, and it handled pretty well. It felt great to play.
They had customization. I pre-ordered it so I can get specific customization.
Yeah.
No, I think what happened to you there is that you pre-ordered it, got grounded. We got over the game, and then you got to play again.
Yeah, no, that's what happened. But on top of that, I pre-ordered it from a specific. What the hell? I pre-ordered it from a specific place because you got specific pre-ordered like cosmetics depending on where you got it. And I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna get that motherfucking ass scarecrow mask, you dig? And I'm playing the game by myself, and it's the most disgusting game I've played in my life. So I had to wait like a month, hyping the game up in my head. I'm like, when I put that fucking mask on, it's a wrap for anybody. I'm sorry. To me playing by myself against bots trying to finish the challenges.
Yep. It's unfortunate. But do you know what would be fortunate for us?
So we made our own game?
So got Simulator.
If Rocksteady announces their game at the oh, that's WB Montreal. The new Batman game would be fantastic if they announced at the Game Awards. We had what?
I was gonna say something jokingly, but I know if I said it, it would be clipped because of how unlikely it is for me to say that seriously.
Got it. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so people had so I guess someone who works at WB Montreal had a tweet posted that shows an icon behind her shirt that's reminiscent of the Court of Owls, which is a story written by Scott Snyder. Oh shit, Anthony, you're fucking this up already. Scott Snyder.
He doesn't even know Batman.
It's correct. It's correct. Scott Snyder. It's a really good arc in the Batman series. They were introduced in. Is it the New 52 or is it after New 52? It's one of those comic lines. I completely forgot. It's been a while since I read it. Yeah. So if it's a new Batman game based on that, that'd be awesome. I haven't played a new Arkham game in quite some time. So I'm all about it.
You know what I think it is? If it's gonna be a DC game, it's a Justice League game. Because the last few Arkham games, they started introducing fighting with a NPC, and you can do custom like finishers together and all that shit, right? Why would you need that for further games? Because you're playing with a squad. They already have the license to make DC games. Batman's in the Justice League. It's time to branch this shit out. Are you guys smooching goodnight? I want to see
I don't
it.
know.
That's a different cam. That's for later.
Shit. But yeah, now they don't need to rely on only Batman villains, even though he has the best out of most of them. We can see people try to kill Superman, so that's another incentive to buy it. Because they can actually, I mean, it's a bad business. I don't like DLC, but they can sell a bunch of DLC expanding, and you can primarily play as Flash for this DLC. And it's more on him, any of the Justice League characters, and the Justice League's fucking huge. So I think that's ample amount of content they can make off of one game, I guess.
We'll see. I think Rocksteady's definitely gonna announce. Hopefully show their game as well. Because if it's 10 games gonna be announced, and Jeff Keighley likes to go big, Rocksteady has to show something. I know Rocksteady's probably showing
They
something.
don't gotta do nothing. Don't tell Rocksteady how to live. You don't control
I'm
their
not
life.
telling them.
Oh,
I'm not
shit.
telling anybody anything. I'm just letting you know what I think is gonna happen.
Did they say only game announcements, or can there be DLC announcements?
I think
Would that count? Because you know it's nominated for most things? God of War. You know it doesn't have any DLC announcements because they said we're not even going to think about that. We're just working on the base game itself. The people who made God of War, I don't remember.
Well, he said
this.
the quote everyone keeps reciting is that there's going to be 10 unannounced games, trailers, like world premieres, and then more trailers of games, like updates on games you already know about or is out. So I mean, there could be a God of War DLC announcement, maybe like a teaser or something. I don't know. Let's go back to the everybody wants a piece of the pie kind of thing. So Epic is releasing their own game store. Yay!
What?
Yay, Epic Game Store. Now another place where you can get your games. Because the other 7 options weren't enough. Their main bullet point is, hey, everybody gets 88% of the cut across the board. Fantastic timing now that Steam recently announced their revenue split tiers or whatever it was, where if you sold a lot more you get a bigger chunk. This is some schemy moves, I guess. Great, another fucking game store on PC. Like, we already had a shitload of them now. I don't know what's gonna make this one any different besides the revenue stuff. I'm not even sure if they mention anything that's different.
I think the part that would actually matter is the requirements to be put onto their store, because I know for indie developers, if you're trying to put your game on Steam, you have to pay a fee at first or something like that, and then you don't get paid for sales until you reach a certain price threshold, like Twitch with your sub money that I still haven't gotten. So I think that matters more than revenue, because if you can't even get that money until you reach a certain price level or like a income level, then it's not gonna matter, and your game's still gonna tank.
Gotcha. Kura says if it was up to him, he'd only have Steam. I mean, I'm in the same boat, mostly because I spent the most cash on Steam already.
Yeah.
So I have a huge library there. So then having to not use that and use something else just for their exclusives, it's just a
For
pain.
real, dude. I got like
Steam's the
200
only-
games on Steam, and then I have like 5 maybe underneath other like Ubisoft or EA
Blizzards.
or Blizzard. Yeah, like, I mean, Blizzard at least has always kind of kept their stuff separate. Like, they were late to the show with their Blizzard
Launcher.
yeah, but they like their launcher though is great. Like, it works well. It keeps everything up to date, whatever. And they provide a specific service for you with their launcher. But all the other ones, like you can buy the game on Steam, but guess what? You have to download their shitty program to launch it anyway.
All except
The
EA.
main thing
EA's
that
like, we're
matters-
not selling it on Steam. EA just pulled out like everything. It's like, nah, fam, you want an EA game, you gotta use Origin.
Yeah, like you can still, I think, get some of the older EA stuff on there. I don't know if you can still buy like Mass Effect and things, but I'm pretty sure I still have Mass Effect 1 and 2.
On Steam.
Yeah, I still have Mass Effect 1 and 2 on here, but I don't think it comes with a lot of the DLC stuff anymore.
No, that's been moved over.
You can get those games cheap on EA. The main thing that they need to realize is no one gives a fuck about your other launchers, because when there's a sale, people are like, oh shit, it's a Steam sale. When's the last time you heard there's an Origin sale? You guys gotta buy the next thing that they have on there. Yo, the Uplay sale of the year? No one gives a fuck about that. Everybody's tuning to Steam for a reason. Everything else is just irrelevant. With the exception of, I'm surprised I'm saying this, but Origin is the only other one that even remotely matters, because they have the whole deal with Xbox, is it? Where you can get games way earlier, right?
Oh, they have a subscription service, yeah, like the Premium or a Premier, I think it is, or whatever it is, EA Access Premier or whatever.
Yeah, they're the only ones. I guess if they still have that service, I guess it's somewhat successful. So the only other ones that are seeming to matter in any spectrum.
Substantial
that's
manner.
not the word I want, but yeah.
Substantial matter. Or manner, sorry. Yeah, I mean, best of luck to them. I guess they'll get some people buying from their store, because there's a shitload of people playing Fortnite. So the kids who are just loading up their launcher right now for Fortnite can be like, oh, you sell other games? Great. And buy shit from there. But for everybody else who's been using PC for quite some time, I don't see the appeal. Besides supporting the devs more? I don't know. Yeah. And that's all I got. What you put on here, Kelsey? Nintendo's shutting down their creative program.
Yeah, so their Nintendo Creators Program, apparently in order to monetize videos and things, you had to submit your video to Nintendo and get them to approve it. Now,
Okay.
they're making it easier for you by shutting this down so that people can kind of just do what they want with Nintendo
IPs
stuff
and
on
stuff
YouTube
like
and
video.
Twitch.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So now you can
it
do
looks
what
like it's
everybody
actually
else.
a good thing.
So now you can do what everybody else has been doing with, like, if you just put up YouTube content, you can don't have to worry about getting flagged or something.
Yeah,
Claimed.
at least that's the way it seems. I mean, reading it says we're ending the Nintendo Creators Program to make it easier for content creators to make and monetize videos that contain Nintendo game content. We will no longer
Gotcha.
ask creators to submit their videos to the NCP, and creators can continue showing their passion for Nintendo by following Nintendo's guidelines. So they apparently have a new set of guidelines, but they're not going to ask people to submit. They're not going to ask people to submit all their videos and everything to the NCP so that it can be reviewed.
I remember like when they announced this, the program. Apparently, like the cut that they take out of
Viper?
like
How are
your profit or your revenue was like insane. I saw people complaining about it, but I don't know how big of a cut they were taking specifically.
So I guess this is good news. I don't know when did it say when they're going to implement it, or they're actually going to...
So they're shutting it down this month. Like at the end of this year, it's gone. And then
Got it.
the website is basically going to be about the whole thing is going to be completely gone by March of 2019.
Okay, that's good. I'm sure they did this because they can use all the. I guess they can't use it, but I mean, like having Smash Bros. Come out, this will be a perfect time for people to raise more awareness that the game is out, push more Switch sales. I think this was done on purpose for that reason. They know that people can sell, content creators sell games now by putting videos up and live streaming, and it's just them just catching up with.
Well, yeah, I mean, you saw all those influencers that got all those bags and things for Fallout, right?
Yeah, dude.
I think
There was
the main reason
somebody. I think Metal was the one that posted the video on it, where only like a small number of people actually watched all the videos on the influencers.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Brad?
I think the only reason they cut this creator thing is because since Smash Bros. Coming out, which is probably the only game that's gonna make them sell the monthly payment for online shit now. Since they have more content creators that don't have to worry about most of their money being sent to Nintendo. More content of that, and then since there's a lot of pro players that stream now, and everybody that watches them wants a chance to play with them, they're gonna spend money on the online payment thing, so they don't need this bullshit anymore when they have another source of income. It's just my game theory. Thanks for watching.
Oh shit, Brian, you can't. That's not. No, that's not. You don't own that. You can't say that.
I do. I ghost wrote the first episode.
You got it.
Only the first episode?
Yeah, they cut me off after. Like, this kid's an idiot. Why the fuck does he have a wrench all the time?
You can hit somebody. Knife wrench for kids. Oh, so speaking of old shows, I had to add this on here because I just want to ask a question to people on here. Netflix will Netflix will reportedly pay $100 million to keep Friends on its service in 2019. End quote.
The fuck? Seriously?
Who needs this show that badly on Netflix?
Oh, I was like, how do you... They have, like, friends? I thought they meant, like, actual friends. Like, they're that lonely that they want to pay people to stay with Netflix.
No, they're talking about the show Friends. Like, the show Friends already generates the cast, like, $10 or $20 million a year in revenue.
In royalties.
In royalties, yeah. Like, it's... Don't get me wrong. It's a good show. It is not that good.
It's not $100 million worth to keep on my platform. Good.
Like, I mean, I'd rather...
Who hasn't seen it yet is the main question.
Yeah, also... Why?
I'd rather them spend that money to bring new stuff to it. Like, or bring back stuff that's actually worth watching. Like, you know, new episodes of American Dad and Family Guy, or... You know, bring back Futurama. Shit.
$100 million to keep
So
Friends
dumb.
on it. I wish now that they've said this, nobody watches it next year. Like the viewership just fucking plummets.
Right?
The only show I would see them they would, I guess, make sense for them to do that for is The Office, because everybody and their grandpa swears they love the show. You know, that show's one of the worst shows I've seen in my life.
I've seen random episodes of The Office, and yeah, nothing hooks me. Like, I just didn't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
What, with The Office?
Yeah, I saw like random episodes of the show, and none of it like hooked me in. I'm like, okay, I don't think it's for me.
Parks and Rec and The Office, like my favorite parts about those are all the, you know, individual scenes that they post online, you know, that you get to read. I've watched I watched part of the first season of Parks and Rec, and it was just really dumb. And everybody's like, dude, don't even watch the first one. Just skip to season 2. You shouldn't have to skip seasons to enjoy the show.
I agree.
Yep.
But I mean, it's the same thing with The Office, though, too. It's like, there's this huge following where they fell in love with all the characters and everything else, but they're like, skip the first season, started season 2 because they made huge changes, and it's way better.
Okay, I guess. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I have nothing to say. I haven't seen them, and I don't...
If both of the shows were deleted, like, no more episodes are, like, watchable, I would not give one single shit.
Well, yeah,
I'm not a fan of, like, their sense of humor. It's lacking of it. It's just, it tries to be awkward, and then it has the driest humor. I'm like, I like the actors in the show, in the shows, yeah, I'll say both of them, but just, I'd rather watch, like, Reno 911 or something.
That's another show. I'm like, I saw random episodes. I don't know what the fuck was going on.
It's actually a waste of time, but it's a funny waste of time sometimes. I would say for every, like, 5 episodes, you'll get an actual laugh out of one of them, and then the rest of them, you'll either look disgusted or you do one of these, you'll be like... Yeah, like what David said, Sunny in Philadelphia, I've seen, like, maybe, like, 10 episodes randomly, and each episode actually made me laugh. like without context as to what happened before. Like the basketball episode where like I forget his name. Charlie Day's character is the ref, and then Mac I think is a coach for one of the teams, and they're like doing illegal stuff like stabbing each other with tacks, and then Charlie, because he's mad at one of the other friends, packs the fuck out of the out of the ball, and the little kid's trying to shoot. I like almost died watching that.
I think that show's still ongoing too, right?
I believe so.
Always Sunny. That's
Always
good.
Sunny in
Always Sunny isn't really a
Philadelphia, pretty sure
sitcom,
something
though.
going on.
Doesn't really count. It's not as... Reno 911 was all improvised. That makes a lot of sense.
That explains
Holy
a lot.
shit. They finished season 13? That's fucking crazy.
How's it not a sitcom? It's not. Do you guys know what an
there's two
actual sitcom is?
There's two different. Yes, it's a sitcom, but it's a different type of sitcom because you have single cam sitcoms and then you have the multicam sitcoms. And I think the difference is I think the multicam one is the one with the live theater audience, and then the single cam one are the sitcoms like Always Sunny and Parks and Rec. If I'm not mistaken.
I don't count that as a sitcom. To me, it's like the not necessarily
It's
live audience, but like the old like traditional shows like Seinfeld or like Fresh Prince, like those kind of shows. To me, are sitcoms. These are just comedy shows on the air. To me.
Gotcha. Oh shit.
Can't count anyways, Brian. I mean, say something that's not true for once.
A sitcom is just a situational comedy. So I mean that it's kind of broad, but it's just
Yeah.
you know, it's basically a stand-up comedy sketch as a scene.
All right, people. Let's jump
you look
into.
up-
Oh, go ahead.
No, I mean you can keep saying it's a sitcom. I'm literally repeating. I do not consider it a sitcom. I changed my argument. You guys are right since y'all looked it up. I do not consider it a sitcom.
Which show do you not consider a sitcom?
Sunny. I just think it's a comedy show. Like I said, I only consider sitcoms like the older, classic, traditional, like the Seinfeld and stuff like that.
How is it any different than those shows? I mean, it all kind of sets up the same way.
The style in which it's like produced, I guess. I see sitcoms as like the old, with like some form of, I don't know if they always have like when you hear laughter. I don't know if it's always an actual audience or just played, but like the live
The live studio audience.
the live
You're saying
audience
stuff that's-
reacting to the show, yeah, like that.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I guess that makes sense.
That's what I consider to be a sitcom. No, but Brian says it's not, so it must not be.
Get the
I
wrench.
don't get why people think I don't get why people genuinely think that I never think I'm wrong. It's just people are so gullible that when this time I'm actually wrong, but most of the time I'm trolling and people take me so serious that they think I think that I'm never wrong. And this is coming from someone who actually thinks they're always right in the chat.
I don't even say I'm not on the chat.
You do the same thing, and people think that you always think you're right.
I do think I'm always right.
Nobody likes
No,
the Big
no,
Bang
you
Theory,
don't.
David.
Big Bang Theory is barely even a show.
I stopped watching that. I enjoyed watching like the first couple of seasons, and after that, I'm like, no.
Yeah, Adam loved that show. I don't know if he still watches it, but he used to watch it all the time and loved it. And then at a certain point, it just kind of all goes downhill.
Yeah, for me, it just got very repetitive, and I'm like, nothing drawing me in again. Let's do some releases, and we'll wrap up here, peeps.
I mean, if you really want to.
Yeah. The big ones today or this week is Just Cause 4, Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. What else here looks good? Toki on Nintendo Switch.
Wait.
I forgot to say.
The Monster Boy is actually out?
On Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Xbox One.
Oh, okay, because I saw it on Steam and I saw it said Q1. I was like, is that
Yeah,
out?
maybe in the PC it comes out later. Persona 5 dancing games are out.
Persona 5.
Yeah, Dancing in the Starlight, Persona Dancing Endless Night Collection, Persona 3 Dancing in the Moonlight, or Dancing in Moonlight. I think there's another one. Wasteland 2 is out on Nintendo Switch. I heard like fantastic things about that game if you're into those Fallout type of games. Fallout 1 and 2 type of games, not the recent one.
Not 3 and 3.5.
Yeah. Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden came out on PS4 today. The game looks pretty interesting, actually. It looks like a Fallout game. Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden. It looks like a Fallout game that with XCOM type of combat. So I'm like, okay, that seems pretty interesting. That's why you put it. It is releasing Last Remnant Remastered. I thought that oh my god, dude.
Yeah, that's Thursday.
I don't care.
No, I just put it on there just to. I'd forgotten it was releasing soon. I just put it on there just to put it on there.
Fuck, man. Katamari Damacy Reroll on Nintendo Switch, and the big behemoth this week, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This week, people.
They're doing another Sega Genesis Classic.
Yeah, I see that. I don't know what's included though. It's on Nintendo Switch though. Oh, maybe it's just okay. Yeah, it hasn't come out on Nintendo Switch. That's the thing.
They have the list if you click on the link. It's Echo
Let's
the Dolphin.
take a look.
Oh yes.
No.
What do you mean no? Echo the Dolphin was the shit.
Listen, I never played it, so I can't be
I
part
should
of
main
that.
that game.
Shinobi 3 Return of the Ninja Master. Amazing game. Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Spinball.
I heard Golden Axe was really good.
Golden Axe was fun.
We had that we had Golden Axe for free on Xbox 360 because there's like a free arcade bundle, and that was the only game you didn't have to pay for. You had to buy the rest of the bundle,
Jeez.
but they gave you that for free. That was
Vector Man is a lot of fun. I actually had most of those games.
On the
Gunstar Heroes, the shit.
Yeah, I heard good things about that too.
One of my favorite games from the Sega Genesis. I actually had quite a few favorite games from the Sega Genesis.
Which one was that was the all black one we had, Anthony? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To this day, I don't remember any game we had for that. I think I loaded it up once, didn't even know what I was seeing, cut it off, loaded up Kirby on the SNES.
It's too good. It's too fucking good.
Kirby's life.
In the movies world, Schindler's List is having a 25th anniversary screening. I guess, if you guys want to go watch that. Ben is Back. Divide and Conquer. The story of, was it Roger Ailes? Mary Queen of Scots. I actually wanted to watch that movie. That comes out this week. Nice. It's with Margot Robbie and the lead in Lady Bird. Oh yes. So I don't know how to pronounce her name. Saoirse. Saoirse Ronan.
No clue.
Damn it. She's Irish. Swimming with Men comes out Friday. Tyrell and Vox Lux this week. And for music, let's take a look. I think I'm behind. I didn't hear a single album for last Friday. Is the right date? It is. Ice Cube is releasing an album.
Ice Cube.
Yeah, dude. And Gucci Mane, Seven Horse, Brett Young, Double XL, and I guess Triple X Tentacion is releasing the album he was working on before he passed away, called Skins. And then, yeah. Method Man's dropping something next week, though. Damn, what's okay. Cobra says, I hear Hall & Oates are releasing a remix of Rich Girl. Don't laugh at that, Kelsey.
But that's your song.
Don't give him the satisfaction.
Brian, did you hear? Hall & Oates are releasing a remix of Rich Girl?
Wait, what?
Yeah, Cobra said that Hall & Oates are releasing a remix of Rich Girl just for Anthony.
Brian thought it was real. Did you see his face? If someone could clip Brian's genuine excitement for Rich Girl remix, that'd be great.
Oh, man.
His eyes lit up. What? Oh my goodness.
I should have read chat before I heard this.
That's about it. Anything you guys gonna plug?
I don't know. I might release another one of the flips on Thursday if I could find an actual like GIF loop that I like that fits the song. If not, it'll just be the week after. I don't know.
Okay.
And I'm still working on the 80s EP. I'm probably only do like 5 songs on that. I have like 3 done. Johan, I was gonna make that same joke, but I'm glad you did it for me.
Kelsey, you got anything coming up this week?
I mean, I'm trying to get stuff to start working on the car again. I gotta go buy some tools. But I'm probably gonna switch focus and work on the arcade cabinet for you guys. I ordered all the parts. The only thing I left is to get a screen. I found a really nice 27-inch screen that I can use. So, probably gonna grab that.
Oh, okay.
Also, Shannon says, what a failure to Randall because he didn't show up for the stream.
Oh yeah, we'll let him know, and he's not gonna care.
Hey,
I'll
well,
say it for the stream right now.
she's upstairs. I think she's taking a shower.
Got it.
She goes
She has
to
time
bed.
to shower and not watch Bob Ross.
She goes to bed at like 7:30 because she has to get up at 5:30.
Oh, I feel that. I understand that. That's why I got my bedtime is nowish. Actually, I got an hour.
Nowish.
I got
I
11. I
usually have
usually go to
about
bed.
4 hours left.
I slept 3 hours yesterday.
I try to get 7 to 8. Then let the muscles regenerate. You know what I'm saying? Well rested.
Are you telling me I should try, or are you saying you try?
That's what I try to do. You know what I'm saying? Plugs for the week. Thursday, December 6th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We're doing a live reaction stream of the Game Awards 2018. Watch us watch the Game Awards 2018. There's going to be a shitload of world premieres. Hopefully there's a fucking Borderlands announcement, because my god, we need one.
There is. It'll be for the mobile though.
Oh, I would. There's gonna be a fucking riot. Oh, don't fucking joke.
Do you guys not have phones?
If no, that's not even funny, man.
I'm not gonna lie and rant about it as I'm installing it though.
Yeah, the fucking drug is. I'm like, you know what, man? Fuck this game. As I'm shooting people in the game, dude.
Right? I'm like, really, Gearbox? You're gonna treat me with that shit? That's what you're gonna do? As I'm putting my bank account like into the game because it's not free. I'm fucking tired of them. I'm fucking tired of. I got a loot box.
Shit.
Oh man.
And you think that's gonna be it? On Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern, Kinda Funny's doing a showcase that they started doing because PSX was not happening. So they did their own thing, and it's gonna be indie developers showing off games, announcements, and a whole bunch of other announcements. That starts Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Speak of the devil, Randall walks in.
God damn it, Ramble.
Ramble?
Okay.
Ramble.
That's his name.
Is that
So when he
Randall?
walks on. when he walks on, just censor like where his dick is and just pretend he's naked.
Oh my
You're
god.
smiling. You're pretty good. You're proud of the idea, Anthony.
I'm smiling because I'm still laughing at Ramble.
Yeah, like did you say Rambo? Chat
No,
wants to know.
Ramble. Like Ramb with AL at the end.
Like Bramble without the B.
Yeah.
Javi says Fortnite is in early access, so I guess early access games are allowed on Game Awards now. They were allowed last year because PUBG was the same thing.
Yeah, PUBG had that shit all last year. It was so dumb.
Ask him who he playing in Smash, says Merciful Grim. I think he said he's playing Cloud or Ryu or something. I don't know. Well, that's about it, guys. So this is then episode 26 of the ADLR Podcast. If you want to support the show, you go to patreon.com/ADLRplays. You can request a topic at topics.adlrplays.com. I already mentioned all the shit's happening this week. And that's about it. You guys have no plugs. One final time. Oh, we already went through this. What the fuck am I talking about? All right. Thank you guys all for watching. Love you guys listening. Until next week. Bye.
Till next week.